but writing this serves as a good reminder. Story 113. My coping mechanism for everything is exercise. People think I'm a fitness enthusiast, which to a degree I am, so much so that I made a career out of it for 16 years. But the reality is, exercise has been the foundation of my mental stability since I was a child. I need it. The happy side effect is that at 40 years old, I am in better shape than people half my age. Story 114. Becoming aware of my negative thoughts and taking action to correct my mindset is important. If I find myself brooding and feeling unhappy, I try to do something kind for someone else. This often helps lift my spirits and brings me back to a lighter, more pleasant mental space. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but it is better than doing nothing and remaining in a bad mood all day. Story 115. My therapist liked to remind me that thoughts are not facts. It always helps ground me when my anxiety increases or I am in a strange mood. Story 116. Having a consistent sleep schedule that I can commit to, along with some form of exercise, has made a significant difference. Although exercising can be nearly impossible during a depressive episode, adhering to a strict schedule from 10:30 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. has drastically reduced the frequency of these episodes. Story 117. Medication, exercise, even in the smallest amount, fresh air, reading, and reducing time on social media to a minimum were life changers for me. Story 118. Slow down and breathe. A friend got me into swimming, which has made a massive difference. I'm not a great swimmer, but leaving my phone in a locker and just swimming to clear my head makes a significant impact on me. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye. Story 1. I have outgrown partying. There are many more things I want to achieve in life, and socializing was just slowing me down. Additionally, as I get older, it takes longer to recover. I no longer have that kind of time. Story 2. I quit drinking 2 years ago. The phone stopped ringing, and the invites stopped coming. When I did go out, it was annoying being around drunk people, so I just stopped partying and going to bars altogether. It was the best decision I've ever made. Story 3. It became tedious watching everyone drink and pretend to be someone else. Uninteresting and predictable. Story 4. I love my house. I have worked hard to get to where I am now. I am living in the neighborhood I've dreamed about for a decade. I enjoy my yard and letting my 3 cats have supervised outdoor time. I love spending time in my kitchen with the windows open, where I can look out at my garden and see my cats playing in their tent in the sun. While doing this, I relax and cook for myself and my partner. I am nesting and I love it. Story 5. Jail, blackouts, lost friends, terrible relationships, money problems, lost jobs, missed opportunities, physical pain, and addiction. It's been 36 years now, no drugs, no alcohol. I live much better sober and clean. I got sober at 26 years old. I'm 62 now. The best thing I ever did for myself. Story 6. Well, it almost killed me 2 or 3 times. Once, I hallucinated and thought I had accidentally killed someone. Then, after I started working, I stayed out until 2 a.m. with some college friends. I got only 4 hours of sleep, took my hungover self to work, and they sat us in a warm room, turned off the lights, and showed a boring presentation. I had to stay awake because the CEO was watching. At that point, I decided it was long past time to grow up. Story 7. Working in a bar and observing how awful drunk people look and act. I was never one for getting drunk, just a bit tipsy. However, witnessing these behaviors regularly really puts you off. Story 8. Resentment simmered and ignited when fueled by alcohol. I experienced too many episodes of hurting those I care about. I lost patience with those who continued to partake excessively. Life is too short to waste in the company of intoxicated individuals. Story 9. Getting drunk with people who don't really care about you. Waking up in strangers' bathtubs. Throwing up. Partying and having fun aren't what they used to be when you realize people are just trying to drown out their own feelings. They don't care who you are. Story 10. I allocate most of my discretionary income to travel, which means cutting out nearly all parties when I am home. I hardly remember the details of those parties and do not find them fulfilling. However, travel? I remember those experiences much more vividly and find them significantly more fulfilling. Story 11. I got older. Yes, the music is too loud. No, I don't want to drink because it takes me 3 days to feel better. Drugs cost money that I need for food and rent. People around me are frustrating, and I dislike them. Story 12. I still party, but I don't drink alcohol anymore. Turns out you can enjoy all the same activities without it and still have fun. Story 13. Well, I'm in my 30s and went clubbing for the first time. I had a guy grab my arm to drag me to dance, and another attempted to kiss me. I said no, and my friends started confronting him. Eventually, he only left after my group threatened him. 2 more guys asked for my number for later, and I gave them fake numbers just to defuse the situation. I didn't even have a chance to enjoy myself. I was at gay bars as a straight woman. I'm fine. I can safely have a good time at home with friends, dance, and do karaoke without being harassed. Story 14. Living with an alcoholic husband, with whom I once partied hard, made me realize we were both out of control. Now, after 6 years of sobriety, I am getting a divorce. Story 15. Alcohol causes cancer, weight gain, joint pain, and poor mental health. Not being able to hear people speak in a loud environment was also unpleasant, and staying out late affected my work. Story 16, because I'm an adult. I take my LSD at 9 a.m. on my days off, trip while I mow the lawn, clean the house, and do other chores. I sober up by dinner, have a glass or 3 of wine, cook dinner, and I'm in bed by 10 p.m. Story 17. I never liked drinking, but I binged until I ended the night throwing up. It was a lifestyle of doing things I never thought I would do for 10 to 12 years. After 2 driving under the influence incidents later, it became expensive and disrupted my life. It was time to grow up. I had a baby who needed me, and it couldn't be done with a hangover. I saw many people die young from partying too hard. It wasn't fun when it became a nightmare. Traveling sober is much more enjoyable and entertaining. Story 18. I can't make drinking make sense anymore. Hangovers are difficult. Alcohol is expensive for a short-term buzz. Usually, some problems arise that are challenging to manage while intoxicated. You can't drive while drunk. I'm also curious if alcohol, cigarettes, and other vices have been damaging human DNA for so long and contribute to birth defects and developmental abnormalities. Story 19. The realization that it is a form of chasing something that never lives up to its promises is just an empty waste of time, often enhanced with alcohol to deceive oneself into thinking something enjoyable is happening. I would prefer a cuddly girl on a comfy couch, as it makes me much happier at the moment and the next day too. Story 20.